Former The View panel member Elisabeth Hasselbeck recently went in on Joy Behar over Behar's harsh criticism of Carrie Underwood. So, what did Behar have to say, and what did Hasselbeck clap back with? The View, former co-host Elisabeth Hasselbeck, a proud conservative. The View fans who are longtime fans of the show will remember when Elisabeth Hasselbeck was a panel member of the popular talk show. While the ladies on the panel tend to lean largely left, there are some at the table representing for a more conservative point of view. When it came to Elisabeth Hasselbeck and her time as part of The View, she was a proud conservative, and she never backed down from expressing her views on the program. Based on something that Joy Behar had to say about Carrie Underwood, Elisabeth was not afraid to clap back and make her opinion known. Carrie Underwood drew a firestorm for agreeing to perform at Donald Trump inauguration. News broke that Carrie Underwood would perform at Donald Trump's second inauguration ceremony. Underwood drew a lot of heat for this decision. Carrie was recently announced as the new American Idol judge, returning to the show that first made her famous. Not surprisingly, Carrie Underwood agreeing to perform was met with a lot of criticism online, and not just from Joy Behar at The View. Many saw Carrie agreeing to perform as a betrayal, especially for many of her fans who have supported her for a long time. Recently, Joy Behar had a biting critique for Carrie Underwood and her decision to perform at this ceremony. Behar has made a name for herself from her controversial opinions, and her criticizing Underwood for this recent decision is another example of that. The View, Elisabeth Hasselbeck retaliates, bites back at Joy Behar. As The View fans will remember, Elisabeth Hasselbeck was a panel member for a long time on the popular talk show, and she had some strong opinions regarding what Behar had to say recently. Behar previously said, "I would not normalize him. How do you love our country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion?" Behar continued, adding, "I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day." Behar's comments rubbed Hasselbeck the wrong way, and she was not afraid to voice her opinion. Hasselbeck said, "Joy, at Carrie Underwood is an incredible woman. You could learn from her strength." This was not all. Elisabeth also said that at The View at Joy v. Behar needs to simmer down off my friend. It'll, clash of perspectives, Hasselbeck versus Behar over Carrie Underwood. The set of The View has long been a melting pot of opinions, where passionate debates and fiery exchanges often steal the spotlight. In the show's history, no one embodied the conservative voice quite like Elisabeth Hasselbeck, who consistently held her ground against a predominantly liberal panel. Recently, however, Hasselbeck stepped out of retirement from the View discourse to defend country music superstar Carrie Underwood against a sharp critique from Joy Behar. This clash of perspectives between the former co-host and Behar reignited public discourse about the fine line between political views and personal attacks. The conservative voice, Elisabeth Hasselbeck's legacy on The View. Elisabeth Hasselbeck joined The View in 2003, and for a decade, she provided the table's conservative counterbalance. Known for her articulate arguments and strong convictions, Hasselbeck often found herself at odds with her co-hosts. Despite frequent disagreements, she developed a reputation for standing firm in her beliefs, earning respect and criticism in equal measure. Hasselbeck's tenure on the show was not without controversy. She regularly clashed with co-hosts like Rosie O'Donnell and, of course, Joy Behar, whose liberal stance often led to heated discussions. For Hasselbeck, every debate was an opportunity to represent conservative America, and she embraced the role with vigor. After leaving The View in 2013, Hasselbeck stepped back from the spotlight, choosing instead to focus on her family and faith. However, the recent exchange involving Joy Behar and Carrie Underwood pulled her back into the public eye. Carrie Underwood, from American Idol to political controversy. Carrie Underwood has built a career on her immense talent and wholesome image. From her early days as the winner of American Idol to her reign as one of country music's biggest stars, Underwood has largely avoided political controversy. However, her decision to perform at Donald Trump's second inauguration ceremony brought her under intense scrutiny. The announcement of Underwood's performance was met with a firestorm of criticism. Social media buzzed with debates about whether her participation was an endorsement of Trump's policies or simply a professional engagement. Fans who had long admired Underwood for her relatable persona felt blindsided, with some accusing her of betraying their trust. Joy Behar, never one to shy away from controversial topics, weighed in during a recent episode of The View. Her critique of Underwood was biting and unfiltered, aligning with her history of bold commentary. Joy Behar's critique, a polarizing take. Joy Behar's commentary on Underwood's decision to perform at the inauguration was as polarizing as expected. During the segment, Behar said, "I would not normalize him. How do you love our country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion?" She went on to emphasize her disbelief, adding, "I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day." For Behar, the issue was not just Underwood's participation but what it symbolized, a perceived normalization of a controversial figure. Her comments sparked widespread debate online, with many supporting her stance and others criticizing it as overly harsh and dismissive of Underwood's agency. Elisabeth Hasselbeck's response, a fierce defense. Elisabeth Hasselbeck, who had remained relatively quiet in recent years, was quick to respond to Behar's critique. Taking to social media, Hasselbeck defended Underwood, calling her an incredible woman and suggesting that Behar could learn from her strength. In one post, Hasselbeck wrote,